Hey, welcome to the podcast. I am super excited to share today's episode with you. Welcome. Make sure that you are subscribed to the Business Beauty Network podcast wherever you're listening. So subscribe. It's free. And share. Sharing is caring. So if you know someone who would benefit from this awesome content, please share it. Also, we are now on YouTube at Biz Beauty Network. So check out our YouTube channel. You can actually listen to this episode on YouTube and watch it live there. So check us out there. We will be dropping some of the episodes on YouTube, as well as the midweek beauty news episodes will always be on YouTube on every other Wednesday. So make sure you connect with us there. If you have any questions or suggestions for the podcast, you can email us at hello@businessbeautynetwork.com. Also, have you checked out our new website? We have an awesome new website, businessbeautynetwork.com. Check it out and let us know what you're thinking. You can watch the video there. You can listen to the podcast there. You can contact us there as well. So definitely check that out. But now that all of that is out of the way, I have an awesome episode in store for you. Hollie K's midweek beauty news is today, and she has dropped some awesome content for us. It's such a fun episode, and I think it's a great fun spin to have to the Business Beauty Network podcast, because I know it could be a bit business, but Hollie's episode is fun. So I really hope you guys are enjoying it. Like I said, email me or DM me on Instagram and let me know what you're thinking. My Instagram is I am Brandy Taylor. So at I am Brandy Taylor, connect with me there. And you can also connect with Hollie at _Hollie K on Instagram. So connect with us both. Let us know how you're enjoying this content, and make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel. But now that all of that is out of the way, here is the midweek beauty news with Hollie K, where she shares everything beauty, fashion, and trends.
This is Midweek Beauty News with Hollie K, where we cover beauty, fashion, and trends. On this episode, I'm talking all things Met Gala. So the Met Gala is back on schedule, and so the event was held the first Monday of May. So last night I had the opportunity, along with everyone else, to enjoy the amazing looks that the different artists, celebrities were coming out and presenting. You know, it's always a time for them to shine, but honestly, I see it as a time for designers, makeup artists, stylists. I see that as their time to really shine, because the celebrities are the ones showcasing their work, their talent, their creative thoughts and processes. So for me as an artist, that's kind of what who I look at as their time to shine. So the theme this year was In America. They're continuing that theme, an anthology of fashion. And the New York Times classified it as gilded glamour. And honey, when I say so many people came out and they did not disappoint, I just thoroughly enjoyed it. Compared to the last one, I really enjoyed this theme this year. There were so many amazing looks. So I'm going to keep it short and sweet as best as I can. And so I have narrowed it down to 5 makeup looks that really stood out to me, that I really enjoyed. Not saying that there weren't more, because there definitely were, but I had to narrow it down. And then 10 overall looks, more so with their fashion, that stood out to me. So let's jump right on into it. Starting with makeup. I did see a lot of embellishments this year, a lot of rhinestones on the face. So seeing that Euphoria theme kind of travel over, but it did tie in great with the gilded glamour theme. And I did see this on both females as well as males. So that was nice as well. One person that stood out to me is Teyana Taylor. So first of all, she looks amazing. She is also on my list for fashion, so I'll talk about her attire there. But as far as her makeup, she had this amazing face jewelry piece on. It came around her hair to her face, and that piece was made by House of Malachi. Her makeup was done by an artist of the name Yeika Glow. I apologize if I say that incorrectly. It's Yeika Glow. And her makeup was beautiful, nice, soft glam, but she had an amazing, beautiful purple shade on her eyes, and so it tied greatly into her dress. My next makeup standout is Naomi Campbell. First of all, Naomi Campbell will always be an icon. She just can't do any wrong. She's gorgeous, and as she's maturing gracefully, and she looks amazing. But her makeup, what stood out to me was the face embellishment. So she had a nice soft glam as well. But she had amazing face gems that were added on around her face and through the T-zone area of her face, and they matched her outfit. So that was beautiful to see. My next makeup standout is Gigi Hadid. So Gigi, she had a nice, clean, simple makeup look, but her skin looked amazing. You know, oftentimes people feel like doing the more elaborate looks are more complicated, or it's actually the opposite. Doing a softer glam, a more clean look can actually take more work. And you also have to consider your client's skin, what condition it's in. But her look was very nice. Natural skin, but her lip color was a bold, deep red color, and that did match her outfit. Coming in next, and these are in no particular order, guys, I'm just listing them, is Tessa Thompson. So Tessa Thompson, she did look amazing in her beautiful pink dress, and her makeup is just as gorgeous. I've been seeing a trend recently where people are carrying like eyeshadow or blush. We talked about this a while back. Blush coming up a bit higher, but now I'm seeing people carrying their eyeshadow like down underneath the eyes. And so her eye makeup look kind of resembled that trend that I'm starting to see. She had a beautiful pink smoked out look, and the eyeshadow carried all the way to her hairline and covered, came around through her blush. It was almost like just a continuous flow of color. And so slightly messy, I guess you could say, or creative, not so much a structured eyeshadow look, but it was amazing and she wore it well. And then last but not least is Normani. Normani's also on my fashion list. I couldn't help it. But she had a beautiful soft glam, but she had a nice bold green eyeshadow look with a winged liner, so a black winged liner. Kind of similar to what I saw with Tayana. They both had nude lips. I feel like I saw a lot of people who had the nice natural skin, wanted nice glowing skin, and then the pop is on the eyes as well as the lips. All right, jumping into fashion. This is where it got good. So I did see a lot of like cutouts on the dresses for females. You know what? Not just females, males too. They were in on this too. And I feel like it's a night to go all out. It's all about the fashion. So it was nice to see a lot of the males stepping outside the box with their attire. So on my list, in no particular order, I must say, and this was hard. I even have some honorable mentions because it was very hard for me to pick just 10. So first up, I have Normani. Normani wore an amazing black separate that had a hat. It was silk velvet, a black silk velvet dress that was created by Siriano. Then we have Mr. Jack Harlow. He's had a little bit of a glow up, y'all. Look good. He had a nice chocolate Givenchy suit, and he wore a white collared shirt with that, and the tie matched the suit as well. Then we have up next, Chloe Bailey. Oh, I just love Miss Chloe. Her fashion and just seeing her evolve as she's mature is just amazing to see. But this girl has an eye for fashion, and she did not disappoint last night. So Chloe Bailey wore bespoke area couture painted sculpted gown. It was a golden yellow color, and it had this amazing elaborate neck piece that resembled like bee wings. So the wings kind of came out to the side, and there was even another piece that looked just like a bee. So she took a few pictures, of course, where she was holding it in her mouth, looking very fierce, very amazing. She looked like she was wearing literal art because it was literally a sculpted piece on her body. Then another guy on my list is J Balvin. So he looked so handsome. I love that he had on a tailcoat tuxedo. His suit was by Ralph Lauren. It was a handmade tailcoat tuxedo in black. And he also had antique jewelry on the lapel. So that's what really stood out to me as well. The jewelry that he wore, not only like everywhere else, but on the lapel, those really stood out. He looked very, very sharp. Then my girl, Cardi B. Y'all know I'm a Cardi fan, but she did look amazing. Her in fashion. Again, another person who lives for fashion. We see the relationship she's developed with different designers, different artists, and she arrived with Miss Donatella herself. It was Donatella's birthday, so I thought that was amazing. So Cardi wore Atelier Versace Gilded Age, high glamour. She had, if you looked at it, it just looked like gold chains, and that's exactly what it was. She had a mile of golden chains that were above an illusion tool. So that's pretty much how they were able to adhere that to her body. She had an illusion tool column dress underneath, and all of the chains were adhered to that. Some information about the dress. It was handcrafted. It took 20 members of that team to make the dress, and it took about 1,300 hours. That's a lot of time and commitment, but it was so worth it. She looks amazing. It also included hand pieces. So she had like fingerless hand pieces that went up to about her elbow, and those pieces also included the hand chains as well. Next up, keeping it in the rap family, we have Meg Thee Stallion. Again, somebody else who you know is going to show up and not disappoint. And we're not mad at it. So she came with a lot of the teams, or the designers kind of had all the people who were celebrities who were wearing their attire travel together, which I thought was really cool. So they stood out because she was with Jerry Scott, who is a designer for Moschino. And that was who designed her dress. And he was with a few other people that he designed as well. And they're always rumored to have the best or most fun table at the Met. And so her dress was gold as well. And she had a gold caplet on her, or capelet, I'm sorry. She had a gold capelet that was on her shoulder. So it came about to elbow length. So that was nice to see. And her dress did have a bit of a short train on it, as well as a split kind of on one side of it. Next, narrowing down, getting down to it, is Teyana Taylor. So Teyana, sometimes she's like, for me, sometimes can be hit or miss, but baby, she's been hitting lately with her fashion, and she definitely did that yesterday. So she had her designer was Iris Van Harpen, and the dress is literally described by them as a mythosphere gown. And I was like, that's the perfect word for it. She just looked like a dream, like she was just floating. Really ethereal to me is how it kind of came off. And it was a beautiful purple shade that had like hints of cream and like a nice blue in it, but just amazing. She looked amazing how she carried it as well. And I think that's probably, you know, when designers are thinking of who is going to wear my design, it's their baby, it's their artwork. You want somebody to carry it off well. And so she did just that. Another person that stood out to me with their dress was Camila Cabello. A lot of celebrities had sustainable couture or sustainable attire on, and so her particular dress was sustainable couture. It was a custom Prabal Garong white silk Duchess gown. It was hand cut out, and it had hand cut and hand painted flowers on the dress. So on the left side, you do see like some flowers that are there. Those were all hand cut and hand painted. And it had a beautiful long white train that went with it as well. Then we had Miss Lala. Lala looked amazing. She was one of the hosts for Vogue. And her dress was by Laquan Smith. It was this beautiful burgundy color. And what really stood out for her as well was the headpiece that she had. So her headpiece is a hat that was actually made of metal. And that was by Laurel DeWitt, and they are known for creating pieces using metal. And last but not least, but I think everybody knows, this young lady stole the show, okay? Miss Blake Lively. Honey, when she came down the red carpet, one, she already looks amazing. She had on this Versace tulle column dress. It was embroidered with crystals, metallic leather. It was like this nice, I want to say like a burnt orange color, I guess is how I kind of describe it. And it's a metallic color, and it had a metallic bow, oversized bow at the waist. And so again, she already looked amazing, but Miss Thing had to show out on us and switch it up. So when you unravel the bow, it actually became a second look. So that second look mirrored the Statue of Liberty. So it was a bronze color with the oxidized green that you see on the Statue of Liberty. And then the actual gown, the rest of the gown, once that bow was unraveled, also had hand painting and embroidered map of the 12 constellations. So that was amazing to see. Very artistic, very creative. Even her gloves that she had on that matched the original dress, pulled those things off, baby, and they matched the new shade of the dress. So she was living herself. Everybody was living for the look. But as soon as she unraveled, she waited till she got up on the stairs. It was just like boom, boom, boom. I had a second dress, sis, and amazing. So I loved it. She pretty much stole the night for me, honestly, out of everybody. All right, so my honorable mentions, and I have four honorable mentions. And this is, I was like, I want to mention, I probably could keep going, but I have to stop myself. So my first one is Russell Westbrook. So I know some people may not like his look, but it was a little bit different. And again, I feel like this is a night to be creative and really stand out fashion wise. So that's why I'm giving him that one. He had elongated ankle length tailcoats as well as a pleated skirt, and they were in the shade black, and he wore a nice white collared shirt, and his attire was designed by Tom Brown. My next honorable mention is Miss Kim K, Kim Kardashian. So I put her on this list because, I mean, be that you really like the look or not, it was iconic, and you can't take that away. She was actually wearing Marilyn Monroe's dress. Like, she borrowed it from the museum and wore the dress that Marilyn Monroe wore in 1962 when she sung Happy Birthday, Mr. President to John F. Kennedy. Like, that just blows my mind. The trust. I don't know if I would be, how safe you have to be to actually not just put it on, but walk around and not mess it up. So, but she did that. She did. It was iconic. That gown has 6,000 hand-sewn crystals on it. And it was by costumier John Louis. So again, very iconic. Leave it to Kim to come out and do something like that, but it worked for her. My next honorable mention, she was on my list, but then I had some other people who moved her around. But Miss Lori Harvey, she looked amazing. She had on a Michael Kors gown. It was a custom-made black gown. It had dramatic cutouts on it. She looked amazing. And then she had flowing shoulder trains on it as well. So I had to put her on the list because she looked amazing. And then the bodies, baby, they are summertime ready all the time. So I'm not mad at it though. So she looks amazing. I keep saying amazing. Y'all give me another word. But that's what she looked. And then last but not least, Miss Vanessa Hudgens. She looked awesome. See, I use a different word, awesome. And she had a Moschino black gown on as well. And she was one of the other kind of hosts for the red carpet for Vogue as well. So you kind of saw her in the beginning, but she looked fantastic in her black dress. She usually does very well with her fashion choices as well. So that's all I have for you for this Met Gala special. Let me know if any of the looks that stood out to me stood out to you, or if it's somebody else you feel like I should have called out or mentioned. I probably will agree. But again, I was trying to keep it short and sweet. As always, thank you for listening. If you listen on YouTube, be sure to screenshot it, share with us on Instagram. If you're listening to the podcast, do the same. Screenshot it, share with us on Instagram. If there's ever anything or topic that you would love for me to cover, let me know. Until next time.